thanks everyone for joining today's Value Talk session. We have Captain Vipul Choudhary, co-founder of Value Talks platform, who has almost 2 decades of experience of real estate. And today he will be telling us on how to select the right city for our dream house, because that is a very basic question which at least every defense person has in his mind, because every 2 to 3 years we keep moving, so it becomes very difficult for us to decide which city will be convenient for us in terms of medical facilities, in terms of proximity to the cantonment, etc. So that is something which we will be hearing from Captain Vipul sir. So Vipul sir, thanks for taking out time and especially discussing this topic, which I'm sure most of the Fauji's and even the non-Fauji's would also be interested in knowing this. So to begin with, what do you suggest, sir? What should be our criteria to select the city where we want to spend our golden years?
Okay, I'll say not just golden years. We can buying a house can be planned from the very start. If you allow, I'll just show a small slide, 3-4 slides I have prepared,
That will be
just to
helpful.
set the tone of the talk, and then we can have a discussion. So there are 5 criteria basis which we have made this recommendation. One is the cantonment support, because that's very important for any armed forces officer. Second is employment opportunities. Third is medical facilities. Fourth is transportation, especially availability of an airport oblique international airport, because nowadays a lot of Fauji's have their children studying outside or settled outside. And then returns on investment in terms of investment in real estate implies that I also want to have some handsome returns on the money I'm investing. So basis these 5 criteria, we have made our recommendation.
Well, this is really helpful, sir. And will you be also sharing some list of cities with us so that people can really make their choices?
Yes. So what I've done is I have kind of divided it into 2 parts. One is the cities which we recommend for officers who are short service officers, only who intend to come out on PMR. That is after 20-21 years of service. And the second set of cities is cities which are more suitable for officers who complete 30 plus 32 years of service, and who complete their full tenure service and then come out of the uniform. So the first slide is these are the top 5 cities, and I've actually numbered them in terms of priority. As per our studies, the first city, the most suitable city for a SS oblique PMR officer is Bengaluru. Then it is Pune. Then NCR. Then it is Hyderabad oblique Secunderabad, and finally Chennai.
This list probably is in terms of getting employment opportunities in corporate world. So that's what you have prioritized here, right?
Okay, so I'll give you a small brief about each of them step by step. Bangalore is actually now, since last 2.5 decades, it's become the Silicon Valley. It's also known as the Silicon Valley of India. Initially, it used to be a cantonment town. There are there's one Cat A establishment which is a military school, and there are 3 Category B establishments. We have a Sappers Regimental Center there, we have the CMP Center there, and we have the Army Service Corps Center there. So there's ample of cantonment support for people who are coming after for say CHD facility or a decent club or any kind of a ECHS facility or sporting facilities such as a golf course, etc. Those are available quite easily in Bangalore. Then Bangalore also provides a very good option for employment opportunities for the officer as well as the spouse. And there is a strong presence of the tertiary sector. See, for armed forces officers, it is very important to understand the kind of employment opportunities available in a city. So armed forces also usually get absorbed in the tertiary sector, or also known as the services sector. So we have three, four types of sectors. One is the primary sector. Primary sector is the agriculture or the allied industries, which is a very huge labor base and one or two senior people. So a big landlord or a big dairy owner, and then you have the unskilled labor. Then second is the secondary sector of the manufacturing sector. Manufacturing sector is typically where you have skilled and unskilled labor, and then you have the managerial jobs. And then you have the tertiary or the services sector, where even the non-managerial workforce is quite well educated. Therefore, the salary levels are slightly better in the services sector. And for armed forces also, once they are transitioning after their jobs, a tertiary sector or the services sector is more suitable. So Bangalore has one of the largest densities of tertiary sector in India. It's, as I said, it's known as the Silicon Valley of India. Then that's followed by Pune. Pune has the second largest IT, as well as it has a very big manufacturing base in automobile and pharma, and traditionally also Pune has been a fairly big manufacturing hub, and now it is also a very big. And when I say Pune, it is including the suburbs, Pune, and the nearby Chinchadwad area and all those places. So they have a fairly large economy. Pune is after it's the fourth largest in India after Mumbai, Delhi, NCR, Bangalore. Pune is the fourth largest economy city economy in India. So yes, Pune is again. Then Pune and Bangalore both have very handsome cantonments. Pune is command headquarter. You have CAT establishments. You have the Armed Forces Medical College. So Pune has a very complete armed forces facilities there. Then obviously NCR, especially for North Indians, NCR is a very obvious choice. NCR is kind of favored by anyone in the north and western part of India, northwest, Rajasthan, Haryana, J&K, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, they have a lot of preference for NCR. NCR is country's largest urban agglomeration, and there are Fauji facilities in all Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, and something to do in Faridabad also. And there are sufficient job opportunities in NCR. Then for officers who have more engineering background, especially from EME or signals or sapper officers, and or those who want to be in HR, industrial relations and those things, then Chennai also is a very likable choice. Chennai incidentally has one of the biggest manufacturing hubs. Sri Perumbudur, Orgadam, and Singaperumal Koval. That's a complete 50-kilometer stretch of only manufacturing, with three, four major automobile manufacturing companies. Like although Ford has now wrapped up, but there was a time when you had Ford, Renault, Nissan, Hyundai, and Ashok Leyland, Apollo Tyres. So there's a huge manufacturing hub in Chennai. And Chennai also has a very fast upcoming IT services about the OMR in ECR road. So the only drawback which I feel with Chennai is that though now it's changing, but there was a time when it was not very cosmopolitan as compared to Bangalore. So now job opportunities are good in Chennai also. That's why I've ranked it at number 5. But for any PMR oblique SS also, these 5 cities can provide good options for. I mean, if I'm a SS officer and if I feel that I have to move out of the forge after 10 years, then I can start looking at an housing option from today itself in any of these cities.
Sir, one question here. I mean, I don't see the other two metros, Mumbai and Kolkata, in this list.
Okay, Mumbai, because Mumbai is more of a finance kind of a city. I mean, Mumbai, unless until I'm from the core finance, I will not get those kind of jobs in Mumbai. So Mumbai is more of a city where you have more corporate headquarters, you have more financial companies, and so it doesn't actually suit much to the Fauji's. Then the Cant in Mumbai is very localized to, most of it is in southern Mumbai, which is completely out of budget for Fauji officers to buy. So Mumbai Cant is Kolaba, and Kolaba is the prime real estate in the world. It is not just India; it is one of the most expensive real estates in the world. Even otherwise, Mumbai real estate is very expensive. Therefore, it becomes difficult for armed forces officers to buy decent houses in Mumbai. That's the only reason I've excluded Mumbai out of. I mean, on the balance, Mumbai does not fit there. For Kolkata, Kolkata is still, Kolkata at one point in time used to be, I mean, not a very nice thing to say, but it had a declining economy. So it was said as a dying city and it had a syndrome of a declining economy. Though now IT and other industries have, again, I mean, they are in Kolkata also. People are, the businesses are moving there because of the liberalization. But I feel Kolkata will take another 10-15 years before it can offer suitable jobs to armed forces. That is the only reason I have not included Kolkata.
Got it, sir. No, I think that makes sense as well. And would you also be sharing, some SOPs, some guidelines on,
Yeah, but
you know,
prior to that, what I'll do is I'll share another slide which is for the officers who complete their
oh, you,
superannuation and want to, so if I'm someone who knows that I'm going to serve in the army for next 32, 33, 30 plus years and I'm going to retire once I've completed my full service, then it makes no sense to look at the top five cities for buying real estate. They can look at these 10 cities. Chandigarh Tri-City, I've placed it on the top because Chandigarh has a command headquarters. So all the 40 facilities are available. Chandigarh is fairly big to provide employment opportunities, decent employment opportunities for superannuating officers. Same is the case with Jaipur and Lucknow. Chandigarh also has an advantage in terms of it has a slightly better weather as compared to Jaipur and Lucknow. Then Indore also is a very, very good place, especially Mahu. Mahu has a three cat establishment. It's a complete cantonment town, and now it is getting very well connected with Indore. It has two major manufacturing hubs nearby in Dar and Pithampur, which provides a lot of employment opportunities, a lot of consulting opportunities. Then two cities which naval officers naturally settle, but other armed forces officers are not aware of, are equally big, equally vibrant, and have very, very good economic opportunities are Cochin and Vizag. Then Bhopal is a city which has there's a fairly big armed forces establishment, and Bhopal is one of the most centrally located cities of India uh, with very well connectivity. The It's a mid-sized city with a lot of I will not say a lot of employment opportunities, but decent employment opportunities and uh, a good living weather and the lifestyle is very good in Bhopal. Then naval officers find Goa as a very, very likable option. Uh, the bottom three, that is Goa, Ranchi, and Dehradun, are more for people who finally don't want to work but don't want to be in a very small city after super annuation, so that they have access to the modernities and the medical amenities of a metro, but they're not in a very big city that they get lost, and they're not very far off from cantonment. So Goa, Ranchi, and Dehradun would be more suitable for those kind of officers.
got it, sir. And what I was asking, I think it will be equally applicable to these cities as well. So, any kind of guidelines, SOPs, what we should follow when we are trying to
I
identify properties.
Yeah, I would share one slide. So, this is very general. Uh, uh, just a recommendation. Individual needs will vary, and they can, take their own decisions. But as a basic framework, subtract your age from 60. Let's say 60 is the age when I'll actually say that I'm settling down. And so, let's say if there is an individual is 30 years of age, So subtract his age from 60, that takes it 30. And then if you are in a metro, that was the first 5 cities, then 30 kilometers from the city center is where you can buy real estate today. If it is a mini metro, say Indore or Bhopal or Lucknow, then 1/2, that's 15 kilometers from the city center, you can buy real estate. Buy a bigger accommodation when you're buying your house for self usage, because typically what happens is with time, real estate gets expensive. Your salaries don't increase in that proportion, but your requirements increase with time. Your families increase, you tend to gather things, your need of space increases. So to help you buy that, easier way to do that is by taking loans for longer duration, which when your salaries are increasing, you can repay them in uh, you know and taking a 30-year loan does not mean that you have to pay that loan for 30 years. You can easily pay it off in 12 to 15 years if you are financially disciplined. But initially, taking a 30-year loan helps you buy a bigger property. Then, fourth is buy a ready to occupy property so that you are not constrained by a builder's performance, but do a thorough check on the quality of construction, because a lot of officers probably will not utilize the property for a fairly long time. So they should be very, very sure about the construction quality of the building, especially the civil and I mean, okay, internal finishing, paint, etc. can be redone, but one should be sure about the civil construction part and the kind of internal fitments which the builder is providing. And finally, if it is mini metro, if possible, instead of buying apartments, people should buy land.
I think this is actually useful. So we have covered the basic criteria. How do we select the cities? We have covered cities for short service and PMR officers who are coming out after 10 years, 14 years, 20 years of service and want to do employment in corporate world. And we have also covered cities which people who are moving out after their complete service, after 30 years of 34 years of service, and they just want to settle down at a good place. So that list we have covered.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work